Broadside Books and HarperAudio present The Disenlightenment, Politics, Horror, and Entertainment by David Mamet. Read by Jim Frangione. This book is dedicated to the memory of my grandmother, Clara Mamet. Rubestow, Russian Poland, 1894. Chicago, Illinois, 1976. Anyone who has ever tried to rectify an injustice or set a record straight comes to feel that he is going mad. Mary McCarthy, My Confession, 1953. Open City. An Introduction. Like a general, a dramatist must think strategically. Strategy is planning to achieve an ultimate objective. Tactics are the implementation of specific contributory steps. The success or failure of these steps can only be evaluated in relation to the overall strategic goal. A tactic, a raid, a battle cannot be successful independent of its strategic worth, as manpower, supplies, and will are always limited, just like an audience's attention. The dramatist can impose any amount of titillation on the audience and win its attention for the moment, but if the moment does not lead the audience to wonder what happens next, they have been tactically interested but strategically distracted. The essential task of the dramatist, then, is to eliminate every superfluity in construction, so that all that remains is the hero's quest, the plot. Like the chess player, then, he must embrace the absolute primacy of analysis. For both, there is no such thing as a brilliant move which does not advance his objective. Characters in drama do not speak to express their feelings, but only to achieve their objectives. Just like politicians, whose utterances may be, coincidentally, true, but are spoken only strategically. In this they are the electorate's opponents, employing our attention to advance their goals. Why would they, no less than the chess player, make a move not calculated to do so? We may discount their utterances as we would the facial expressions of a player at the poker table. We determine his strategy by his actions: call, raise, pass, fold. If we want to know what he might do, we must base our guess on what he has done, and, like the playwright, determine from tactical steps an underlying strategy. Since Obama, the deep state of the American left has been the enemy of constitutional democracy. Their usurpation of power, destruction of the constitutional protections, subvention of the media and the universities, obliteration of the border, and so on. Their unwarranted prosecutions tormenting President Trump could only be understood as tactics in an ongoing coup. The left's strategic objective was the destruction of representative government, and all its contributory tactics made sense. Under Biden, however, and increasingly in his accelerated decline, analysis of the left's strategy became more challenging for me. The scattershot assaults, tactically successful or not, did not conduce to the usurpation of power by any individual or group even remotely recognizable as the Democratic Party. It was absurd to believe 51% of the country would agree in bulk to the various enormities of inflation, crime, abolishment of police, abandonment of Afghanistan and Israel, DEI, sexual indoctrination of children, censorship, and the candidacy first of an obviously senile crook, and after him an incoherent nullity. As all citizens were harmed by some of these, what organized power base or interest did the agglomeration benefit? I could not understand the insanity as elements of a leftist coup, for each of the constituencies was acting in a way to forward its own agenda, but in doing so, weakened a liberal unit. The horrors of the last 4 years did not make sense as the logical continuation of an Obamist coup. One day I wearied of my incomprehension. As I could not change the incidents, the givens, I reanalyzed them to determine what I was looking at, and then I recognized the phenomenon. It is known as an open city. Obama was a Marxist and Islamist opportunist. All his acts are recognizable as attempts to increase
Sample complete. Ready to continue?